Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Blue List. We're going to take a quick tour of all the features and new functionality of this amazing search tool. So first of all, we can see that we have ways to search up our schools. The first thing we'll look at quickly is the map view. We can see the country in all different ways, depending on what we're looking for in schools. We can just use the basic state names. I'm going to use temp highs because I don't love super hot temperatures. So I'm going to pick a bunch of schools that you guys are not interested in watching me do, but there we go. And then I would go over here and I would change my academic range that I'm looking for. If I'm looking for safe, high targets, low targets, reach schools, whatever I'm looking for, campus size, I can, shift that down. We usually recommend students stay more open in the beginning. And then as they start to kind of understand things more, then they can start whittling their parameters down. But over here, we do really, or we work really hard to make sure our majors are accurate. They're not minors, they're not concentrations, they're not master's degrees. A lot of times when you Google, that's what you'll be finding. Even the rankings of some of the big ranking services are off. So we double check all the course catalogs. Vibe tags, these are schools that we've sent students to for over 20 years. We talk to them, we do interviews with them, they give us the intel, and these are the vibe tags that we are looking at for the schools, whether it's the type of students that'll be there, the type of campus that you'll be looking at, and those are even more detailed in our list, which we'll get to in a second. But I'm going to do a quick search here. I'm going to pull up some schools that meet my criteria. I'll just scroll down and I'll open up Boulder. It's always a fun school to look at. I have a live cam here I can click on that. It will just give me, a vision of, it looks like Pearl Street. Other schools will give you campuses. They'll give you time lapses. It's really fun. You have campus radios. You have lifetime weather widgets so that when you keep coming back, you will get a sense of what the school's like. If you want a more detailed weather report, you can go to the icons here, and that'll give you the highs and lows with the description of the weather. You can go to lots of things. You can go to politics. You can see what is occurring in the state. Who's if it matters to you, if it's conservative or liberal. And you get the leaning of the campus. You get the diversity, the demographics, which is important for a lot of students. You get the athletics, where you can kind of click on a sport and kind of watch some reels, get to know the school by their athletics, and these are their most popular sports that you will see across the ticker at the bottom. You will also be able to Greek life, do weather, you can do a travel, where it will take you to Google Maps, and it should give you a flight and a easy understanding of how far you're going to be coming and going. And if you want to look at the cost of flights, you can just do one click there. That in conjunction, if you go down here to the visit button, it'll tell you how to visit the school, the website, email admissions. These are images. These are our playlists that come up that we select, not because they're just saying all the great things about the schools, but it says that the actual truth, so you can understand some pros and cons. We update these regularly. We start at the top with the more overview of the school, and then you get down to more niche things like majors as you scroll down. There's a purpose to everything we do. 3D Earth, we really do use this quite a bit working with students. It enables us to drop in right into all the campus centers. Always click north, then you can zoom back out. You can see like, oh, I'm on the front range of the Rockies. If I want to go up there, I can go check that out. Peep on the school from a distance, behind a rock, and a rock and a hard place. And then we'll go back to our campus. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to north to orient ourselves. Bing, bang. Over here, let's drop in on the campus and see what's going on. This is just going to be, still frames, but It's nice. You get to see the campus. You can walk all around. We've walked around all the campuses in America and learned quite a bit doing that. You can also do fun things, like our students will go down to the things to see and do. They will find that the sink is an old haunt owned by Robert Redford, actually. Um, and then you can drop in anything. This could be like hiking trails. This can be arenas, coffee shops, and it'll just take you like from the campus, so you see how close whatever we're looking at this might be, and then I can drop down and just see what this so-called sink is, and I'll see it's a sketchy. Just kidding. It's a fun little place inside, very college oriented, and that's right on the hill in Boulder. Then you go over here, you have your regular map so students can get a sense of things. That's obvious. Common overlaps. These are schools that are going to be similar to any school you're looking at with their colors in reference to your GPA. So these would be reach schools, high targets, safes. You'll notice also the color like bars on either side are showing you what this school is. That becomes more apparent when you start using the trackers. Over here, you have lowdowns about the school, that you can learn a lot. And then you have our write-up from our experience. And then you have from the school themselves. You have all the vibe tags. You have facility overviews. You can click here. Then you can go specifically to, the schools, whatever we're looking at. If we're looking at the dorms, the dining halls, the rec center, students will find so many interesting things about the schools. Oh, pools. Yeah, there's a ton of cool pools at the school. And I'm a poet and I didn't know it. So that's all the fun stuff. The unfun stuff, you can get into financial information, you get down to the scholarships, in-state, out-of-state. But, we always recommend going to the school's website because they might have a more granular breakdown of like, oh, environmental design majors are more than arts and humanity majors, and business majors are more than both of those. So that's helpful sometimes. And then the scholarships and the scholarship page are always highly clicked. You can do a campus tour where it's going to walk you through. I'm just going to close this down. This will walk you through the campus, and there's
Welcome to the University of Colorado.
Yep, someone's going to start talking, but I can go through the entire campus here and learn a lot. I usually keep the narration on because they are interesting. Just turn on your volume. They come in kind of hot. Local area info, clubs and activities, which is very helpful when it comes time for writing your supplemental essays or learning about the school and all the co-curricular clubs. There's all that stuff. Study abroad. Some schools will have fun maps you can click on, but you can usually search by major, get a sense of where you can study, what you want to study, wherever in the world you want to study. Then they have all the rankings and reviews. There's the aggregate of them here, and then we go into the more fine, reviews if you want to kind of click down in any of these. But then also, sorry, these are the rankings. And then we go into reviews, which are always helpful. You can see what a bunch of students are saying about the schools. If you're not interested in watching videos, we have Rate My Professor, Unigo, Niche, Forbes. Then over here, for those students who want information on ACT, SAT, you get your center 50th percentile, whether the school is test optional, test mandatory. Click that, it'll give you an admissions overview about, the percentage admittance rate. We're not a big fan of that. We like using the red zone GPA, which I'll explain in a moment, as a more accurate indicator and something you can really relate to yourself rather than just seeing like a low percentage odd and saying, wow, that's tricky to get into. Will I get into? That's not enough. We want something that really helps you understand if you're going to get in or not. It'll also be dependent on majors, as you'll see in the profile section. It'll also tell you letters of rec required, optional, deadlines, if they take a super score of your tests, quick notes on how to apply. Some students will click on this because they're doing portfolios, architecture or an art, animation or something. Demonstrate interest. Once you have your list built, it's really nice to, reach out to some of these schools, have them kind of communicate to you. You don't miss things. And also you do get on their list as someone who is looking at their school. For all you data nerds out there, myself included, that every school we have a common data set, or at least if they publish one. Then over here, very, very helpful. Probably the most clicked button here is course catalogs. You can go to any major, take a quick look, and see all the courses they will be having. These don't change much year to year. They do change in some fields, like maybe like AI or data science, or something of that ilk. But usually they're pretty commonly going to be the next year that you'll be going there. You will be seeing the same courses. Not only are you looking about what courses a particular major offers, like you'll understand the difference in sociology and anthropology and psychology, or the difference in chemical engineering, electrical engineering, or mechanical engineering, by getting a more deep dive into their course catalogs. But also you can compare school to school, see what a business administration is at one school versus management at another. They might be more similar than you think, or they might be more different. This happens a lot with the UCs, and these are the most popular majors here. Unique programs as well, always interesting things down here. There are also extra things here you can click and learn about the school. As we can see here, we have our note box where we can do really cool things. We can, take something, copy it, and then just drop it in there. And now I have a click that I can go right to there anytime I want. Oops, I don't want to do that. I'll lay off you, accounting, get rid of you. And you can drag and drop photos, you can drag and drop videos, and this can go on not infinitely, but you know what I mean. You can just really create a really long list of things you like about a school. This way, when it comes time to do your supplements, or when you're really looking at the fine tuning of the schools of your final list, you can kind of refer to that. Also, it's just a nice way to kind of do your process, because you're constantly adding and subtracting from this. I'll listen to a radio station or write down a song here. All right, so I can heart my list, I can make notes. Then when I make my hearted list, I can go over here, and this is going to be all the schools that I have kind of selected. I can deselect them here and continue to shape my list. I can watch videos here about all the fine, I'm talking big picture. For each of these, we go into more detail, so you can really understand the schools you're looking at, and really probably think about your list in new and more complex and empowering ways. Then we have our lists, which are always fun to look at. You can click them, you can interact with them and make notes, check out the vibe tags. Bluecast interviews with students all over the country. Your searches, the ones that you are naming. And again, it's really nice to make targeted searches, so you don't have to keep adding your vibe tags or your locations, and you can, jump around. App trackers, this is once you have, finished your complete list of schools. None of these applications are in progress, but let's say I did start one. First of all, I can open up my profile and check out things here. I can say like, all right, I know this one's on the Common App. Decision type, I'm going to go early, kind of early decision. And I know it's due, and go back in time. Go back, say it's November 1st. Let's rec 2. And I have created a Common App account. Yes, I have. I've been keeping activity lists, and that's all I've done. So now when I update and close this, it is now, this school is partly done. As I go through, I will go, it'll keep them all in deadline order. So that's really easy for me to track. So when I'm, in the application season, I can open this up, look at any time, and know exactly where my progress is. Once I submit on this, obviously won't look at this when you're in action, guys, but once I submit a school, I've clicked yes, then that goes to my status tracking. And these are all the schools that I've submitted to. Now I will be dropping my portal links in here. If you don't know what that means, once you apply to a school, they will send you an email with a portal link that gets really confusing. Students are constantly searching their emails, losing their passwords. Our students will just drop them in here, and then all their schools they've submitted applications to will have a really succinct way to access information. They can say something like wait list. So I'm going to say I'm on the wait list here, and wait list update needs to be submitted by 3:15. I'm going to mark that as urgent. Then I'll have my portal link. I'll drop in there, whatever that might be. And I'll keep track of, I've sent my FAFSA in, and they don't need a CSS form at the school. If you don't know what that is, you will eventually, and then you can do your costs here. But now when I close this, when all my statuses are coming in, I have a really easy way to see what needs action. If I want to hide schools or unhide schools that I got rejected to, I can do that. It makes the entire process, everybody, no joke, it makes it simple. It makes it powerful. Everything is super fast. You can get to in and out of schools. You can add them. You can subtract them. You can jump into live cams, as we've said. Just so much fun stuff on this website and this powerful search tool. Enjoy, happy listing, and we hope you join us.